Hi friends, I'm Jenica Hill and welcome to or welcome back to my channel, which is all about embracing and celebrating your full magical self. Because you, my friend, are magical. If it's your very first time here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so you can find out every time I post a new video, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. This week, I would like to quickly talk about why we are not finding out the sex of our baby. Now, before I start, I want to give a disclaimer, which is similar to almost every disclaimer I always give. This is just based on my experience and my opinion. I am not here to shame anybody for their decision making. I am not here to tell you that what you want to do is wrong or anything of the sort. I just want to talk about it because I think it's a really interesting topic and something I've been thinking a lot about lately. So, with that said, here are the reasons why we are not finding out the sex of our baby. So, first of all, my partner has been very adamant about not finding out and being surprised this whole time. And he got so excited about the idea of not finding out that I was like,
all right, let's not find out.
Now, I wasn't sure at first because I had a friend tell me that if you get really excited about having a boy or girl, then when you find out and if it's not what you expected, you might be disappointed and grieve not having the one that you had imagined. And I totally understood that, and I thought about it and I was like,
Maybe I do want to find out.
but then my partner was so adamant about it that I was like,
Okay, we're not finding out, and I'm excited about that.
And then I thought about it more and more, and now I am definitely on board with not finding out. And I also sort of don't understand why it's such a big deal and why we make it such a big deal in our society. Now, I know it's really fun, and listen, if I was someone who had gone through IVF or fertility issues and was finally having a baby, if I had had a few miscarriages or even just one. I mean, I feel like there's so much unknown that goes on with pregnancy that sometimes you just want to know something, you know? And I totally get that. But for me, because I'm in the situation I'm in, I thought more about it and I realized how little I care about the sex of my baby. Hear me out. Sex and gender are different, right? So when my baby comes out, it will either have female genitalia or male genitalia at birth. That doesn't mean that my kid's whole life they're going to identify as a girl or boy. We know that gender is fluid. We also know that gender is a social construct, and your biological sex does not determine your gender. So, who am I to be like, I wish I had a baby with female parts versus a baby with male parts. Now, I know we live in society where someone born a female and someone born a male is going to be treated differently, unfortunately, right? But I'm not going to treat them any differently. I'm definitely going to be that millennial parent who's like,
Please give me gender neutral clothing.
or give me all the trucks and all the princesses and I don't care because my kid, whether it's a girl or boy at birth, is going to love all of them until they tell me,
you know what, Mom, I really hate princesses, or you know what, Mom, I really hate trucks. I don't want that shirt anymore.
So I'm just going to give my child a bunch of choices, and then one day they'll tell me what they like, and they'll buy their own clothes, and they'll get their own well, not buy their own clothes. I'll probably still buy them clothes. But you know what I mean. They'll choose their own clothes. They will choose their own toys. So the sex of the baby doesn't really matter in how I'm going to raise it. The only difference, I guess, for me is that if I have a girl, I'm going to have to be fighting against gender stereotypes of girls, and if I have a boy, I'll have to be fighting against gender stereotypes of boys. But who am I to say if I have a boy, they're gonna like blue and trucks and cars and explosions, and then if I have a girl, they're gonna like glitter and sparkles and unicorn. Who knows? Who knows? I don't. And I don't want to force that on them. Of course, I worry that I'll be forcing gender neutrality on them, which they might grow up and be like,
why did you always dress me in like orange?
But I'm not going to do that because I already have in mind a pink velvety glider for the nursery, and then I have a friend who got me a bunch of onesies from one of those put them all in a bag sale at a consignment store, you know? And so I have like 52 onesies, and they're all different genders in terms of like what our society deems one or the other. I've got pink stuff and blue stuff and green stuff and yellow and orange stuff. I got rainbows, I got hearts, I got all of it, you know, trucks and all kinds of stuff, dogs on the onesies. In terms of stuff, I don't want to find out the sex of our baby because I don't want anybody to give me a bunch of gendered items, you know, because it's just human nature at this point, in at least in society we live in, to, if it's a boy, give certain gifts, if it's a girl, give certain gifts. And I would prefer that if people are going to give me gifts, they just give a gift for a baby, and it doesn't matter if they're going to be a girl or a boy, because we don't know what they're going to like yet. We don't know what they're going to look good in yet, you know? Maybe pink is going to be my future son's best color. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe if it's a girl, she's going to look the best in army green. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, so for me, I realized it just doesn't really matter to me whether it's a girl or a boy. I'll be so happy either way, and I'll love the baby either way. We have a name picked out for each, but they're not super gender specific names. I've had this feeling that it's a boy, just, you know, that weird intuition you get, but I'll be so happy if it's a girl or a boy at birth. And then I can't wait to see what my child becomes as they grow up, and what they like, what they don't like, the kinds of traits they have, the kind of stuff we gotta work on and grow with, you know? Maybe, like, I want my daughter or my son to be emotionally mature, but also strong-willed. I don't know. I'm gonna find out what they're like. I think that's so exciting. I just don't wanna put anything on them before they're even born. And finally, my last reason, and kind of my favorite one, I read that not knowing the sex of your baby can be a motivator during labor. Because when you're laboring, you're wondering,
Oh, which is it gonna be?
just because, I don't know, it's a fun thing to find out, so it helps you stay motivated while you're pushing. I was like,
Okay, I'll take more motivation, you know?
so that's my final reason for not finding out the sex of our baby. And I'm sure my partner has his own reasons, but this is my YouTube channel, so these are my reasons. But I'm pretty sure they're similar for him. That's it for this week. I just wanted to talk about that. I'm really curious about your thoughts on this. Finding out, not finding out. Usually when I tell people I'm keeping it a surprise, they're like,
Oh, that's so exciting.
or they say,
Oh, I can't believe you're doing that. I'm not as strong as you.
or something like that. And I get it, but I've come to the conclusion that it really doesn't matter. And so when I think more about it, I'm like,
Why am I strong for not finding out? What does it matter?
I just really have to stop and wonder, why does it matter? Like, if you're excited to play baseball with your kid, can't your daughter play baseball? All that kind of stuff. I feel like you can relate to your daughter or your son no matter what. And it's just this social construct that we've been taught to believe that, you know, like if I'm a woman, I'm gonna bond more with my daughter or something. It doesn't make sense to me, actually. So, anyway, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you have reasons for why you wanted to find out, love to hear those too, because like I said, this is just me and I'm not judging you at all. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. They both help the algorithm. And please subscribe if you haven't. As always, go out and be your full magical self today, because the world needs you just as you are.